feel more comfortable around me. Got too big, but them hollows are chasing. I don't flex, bitch, I'm big and I don't break. Cause we listen to the same problem, but I don't sit at. Chatty patty about other niggas ain't my get down. I'd rather pop pills and talk to my conscience. Buy guns to make me think I'm playing conscious.
Gorilla beating on a midget.
Pull up, outside, friends and knives. Grits and gravy, blue cheese and spinach. Go mix the whoop with the whoopies and killers.
Mix the whoop with the whoopies again.
Stupid face, I'm Dindo. Send the bread in a P.O. box, I'm sending them. There go 22 numbers, track the package, then subtract mine. Don't use that phone, call the other one, I stay online. This was nice to have we'll be drunk off mad though. Around old niggas saying if I had drugs, I'd cut mine off. Minor setback for the big show, I ain't gon' lie. Party go broke and bounce back like 8 more times. I never took that bitch, can't say you helped me get mine. The parachute and the backup, I cut both lines. Bust gourmet spreads on the streets, you know he did time.
Beating on a midget.
Hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Pharaoh the God, the man behind the voice that keep your bitch moist. Welcome to another episode of I Got Five Let's Talk, where we keep it real and fair like a California bear. We ain't California raisins, so we ain't doing no hating. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy, man. Welcome to another episode, man. We keeping it litty like a baby on the thick bitch titty, man. Part 14 of the Diddy report. I kind of already did a lot about Diddy. You know what I mean? Spoke on a lot of things concerning him. But truth be told, 50 Cent came out with the documentary and actually, you know, to be honest, really just gave clarifications to a lot of things that I had already said. You know what I mean? And today, we gonna get right back into it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do. We ain't gonna lose. We gonna keep it brand new. But before we do that, disclaimer, this is not to make anybody, to assassinate anybody's character. This is for entertainment and information purposes only. It is what it is, man. It's on the internet. I've been getting a lot of backlash from YouTube, you know, for the content that I put out there, or, you know, people reporting my page. You know, I'm getting copyright strikes now and shit like that. Like I tell people, man, I don't get paid for this, man. You know, I'm not the content creator that's putting out content because I'm trying to meet a standard. I'm putting out the content that I feel is my true assessment. You know, where I come from, how I look at it, and things like that, man. So I want all those to know now it's a disclaimer. This is not to assassinate nobody's character or to talk bad. These are people that have said things about other people. And it's just kind of like time to bring it to the light, man. And one of the things is with this new documentary with 50 Cent. Again, I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it in its entirety. I have relied on what other people have broke down about it. Because me, man, I done already put it out there. If you go back to some of my later content pertaining to the Diddy report, you will see. So today, I just want to skim through some of the documentary. One thing that I do want to talk about is how Cameron continues, to say certain things and, paint a certain narrative, right? That's already been painted. We heard the stories. But there's one story that he told that he just will not tell no more, even in the light of what's going on right now with Diddy. He still won't bring this, and it's kind of disturbing because that he doesn't bring this up because, you see this person all the time. You work with this person, So I feel now is just what we're about to listen to gives clarification to what I said in the Diddy Report Part 9 when I was talking about DJ Mr. C, the man, Diddy's close friend that kept getting caught with transsexual prostitutes. I also spoke about how there was an acquaintance that possibly could have been Biggie's cousin or relative that was a homosexual that Puffy knew, that got Puffy introduced to Biggie. We also know that Craig Mack, one of the greatest rappers and breakout artists of Bad Boy, didn't die from pneumonia. He died from HIV complications. And Craig Mack said he will never go to the doctor to get his HIV and or AIDS cleared up, right? I spoke on this before. But it's leaving certain questions. Now that we hear that Diddy has to allegedly been raping people while, putting drugs on them, knocking them out. And people say they was waking up sore in the rectum. But we also heard about people back in the early days during Craig Mack and Diddy upcoming days that people would get signed to Bad Boy and they'll put a contract in front of them and they'll be like, man, I ain't signing that. Like, nigga, you fucking me. And then they'll show the video or show them the pictures of them getting sexually assaulted and or involved in some homosexual activity. Now, to put the icing on the cake, pause, right? Just imagine if you watching a tape of yourself being sexually assaulted by a nigga that you know got AIDS or HIV. You a straight man. You like girls. But now you woke up to a picture or video of you being sexually assaulted in the ass by another man, and you know this man to have HIV. And it was said that Diddy would say, if you say anything about it or don't want to sign this contract, we're going to put this video out. Some people might say, Bad Pharaoh, them is kind of like rumors, right? But now we are finding out that some of these rumors is true. We are finding out some of these rumors are true. At this time, man, anybody got anything they want to indulge, man, please indulge in them comments, man. Show some love, show some support. I am not monetized. They not gonna let me get monetized. So that like button to keep me in the algorithm and to keep this type of information in the algorithm, hit that like button. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button. They don't got no teeth. Just go ahead and reach. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. I don't get paid for this, man, but I want people to see certain shit. So again, man, you know, we have people waking up sore. So if you see this when you wake up, you start to think like, damn, I'm fucked, literally. Pause. This is the type of allegations that was running around behind the bad boy name. This ain't no fairy tale. Craig Mack, how do you get AIDS or HIV at a time back in the early 90s? See, people don't know the beginning, early stages of Bad Boy and all that. They don't know about DJ Mr. C and the trannies. They forget about Biggie Smalls' homosexual content lyrics, child sexual assault lyrics, Craig Mack having AIDS, HIV, Mace being so fucked up in the head. Do y'all remember that Mace went to go be a preacher? I'm like, hold on, bro. What could lead you to spaz out that bad, to leave New York, leave everything behind to become a preacher? Could it be somebody said, if you do anything, or nigga, this is mine, pull the shit night move, like he told Dr. Dre, yeah, you can leave, but you ain't leaving with nothing. I mean, I'm gonna wait to them conclusions, right? So what we gonna do right now, we gonna get into this content of Cameron speaking on Cam, right?
Locked up at Chowchilla Women's Prison.
Now this is shout out to Prophet Muscle, man, using this content or just using this image. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna play this content, man, right here, because I get a lot of bad just people been reporting the page and shit. So I'm gonna run this content. We're gonna hear what what Cameron has to say about this documentary, and I'm gonna give my assessment about that.
I don't know how many people out there seeing this reckoning of Diddy that's out on Netflix to 50 cents. 50 cent, people always give me. Cam, it's not 50 cents, it's 50 cents. My man Fifth, executive producer. Really, really good documentary. I'd say one of the best music documentaries I've seen since Death Row. No, I ain't gonna lie about that. Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre had a really, really good documentary as well since then. But I'll put it top.
Now remember, Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine. These two names synonymous to rap. We all heard the such stories about Dr. Dre. We all heard the such stories about Jimmy Iovine. You know. But let's just continue on.
5 ever. Whatever order you want to put it in, that's up to you. But if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But there were some things that went on in there that was a little disturbing to me. And when you see somebody up.
Now, I'm going to stop right there because I want people to understand what he found disturbing. What was off to Cam and why what he says is off to me. Understand what he's talking about, what happened, and I'm going to explain why that's off to me.
I want to spoil it for those who didn't see it. But when you see somebody like Kurt Barrows basically talking through this whole documentary, if you've been around since the 90s and early 2000s, you know the pivotal position, pause, that Kurt Barrows played for Bad Boy. Like, that name was synonymous with Bad Boy. So when he's telling all this information, it's like, that means it's like law. It happened.
So if Chris Barrows, I'll paint the picture here. If Chris Barrows is synonymous to Bad Boy, and he's taking what Chris Barrows says about what was going on about Bad Boy, then what was going on at Bad Boy in Cam's eyes got to be true. Now, keep that in mind. Cam is saying that if Mr. Burrows says anything about Bad Boy, it has to be true. Keep that in mind. He believes these things was going down at Bad Boy.
The first thing I want to bring up real quick was that when Biggie passed away, Puff wanted to give Biggie the biggest funeral ever for somebody in New York, musician-wise ever. And if you was around during that time, the funeral was crazy. You know, they rode through Bed-Stuy, the streets was going crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, I was in jail. I was locked up, I think in YA, right? Yep, I was in YA, I was in TS. I was on OR, I was on the lockup unit. I remember us watching it on TV. You know, it was real big. You know, drove him through the whole city. You know, sent him off real big. And it was well given. That was a funeral that he deserved. You know what I'm saying? Because he fell victim to somebody's plotting hip hop. I don't believe that Biggie fell victim to hip hop. I believe he fell victim to the future of what them people wanted for hip hop. But let's carry on.
He's like, wow, that's amazing. Kurt Burrows said that once Puff found out how much the funeral was going to cost, he said, nah, Biggie got to pay for that. He got to recoup it.
Damn.
What?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
What? Wait a minute. Wait. He got to recoup.
Basically, if he said, nigga, he had to recoup that means, nigga, if I'm a drug dealer, nigga, and Biggie my worker, and he got money in the field, and that money, y'all giving that money to me, or nigga, that was Biggie money, I'm supposed to give that to his peoples, I'm gonna say, nah, Biggie gotta pay for that himself. That's fucked up. That was your man's. You owed him that. You owed him that.
I don't even mean to laugh. The nigga gotta recoup the funeral? I don't know what kind of game Puff play, but I have no idea how this goes, but I never heard no shit like that in my life to where that's supposed to be a man, but we gonna put it on the Ready to Die budget so the funeral get recouped. What? Yeah. See, y'all didn't see it yet. That was wild. That was one of the wildest parts of the documentary. And I was just sitting there. I actually couldn't believe what I heard to the way I rewound it 3-4 times because the nigga said we gonna recoup it. Now the next thing, I'm not going to give up the whole documentary. I just want to touch on a couple other things. That was the first thing I wanted to touch on. The second was, like I said, this is all from Kurt Burrows.
Guys, Top Dog clients have received.
You know, can't be playing no paid things on here. But you hearing what Cam's saying. You hearing that Cam is saying that Barrows, he believes it. This is what it had to be going down. He heard him say that Puff said Biggie had to recoup and bring back what the funeral cost. He had to pay that in his death. Now, to me, this ain't no difference to then Jimmy Iovine taking out a life insurance policy on one of his artists. Nigga, you don't have the right to take out a life insurance policy on me. You don't. But they do it. You feel me? They do that. So it doesn't amaze me.
Biggie was going to get the cover of Rolling Stone, whether he lived or died, for his new album. They wanted to give him the cover of Rolling Stone. After he died, he told Kurt, no. We're not putting Big on the album. He died. My album coming out. I want that cover.
This is his man.
So he can't get one last Rolling Stone cover.
This is his man. Nigga, he painting a picture of how this nigga treated his mans in death. So if he didn't give a fuck about him in death, he sure didn't give a fuck about him in life.
I want it. He can't get one. You know, I deal a lot. I mean, of course y'all know Mace is my brother. That's my man. We do a lot of business together.
That's his brother.
And I see
Remember
why
that.
he is the way he.
Remember that. That's his brother. That's his man's. Now, what you about to hear now is how his man's was being treated at Bad Boy.
Is when it comes to business. And I don't mean that in a bad way. He makes sure the paperwork is right. He makes sure the temperature in the room is right. He makes sure if you tell him when he get out the car, if it's 100 steps to the dressing room, it better not be 103 steps. Like my nigga, the shit that them niggas was going through at Bad Boy.
So you gonna tell me Mace wasn't going through that? Things that make you go, make you question. Nigga, Puffy was telling niggas they had to count his steps for him. Now, we all know about people that ride around with Diddy, being seen with Diddy all the time. French Montana, Meek Mills, The Game. Sus activity. Sus activity.
It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous, man. Last thing I'll say about this documentary before I bring Larry and Sin in. Episode 4 is 4 parts to this. It's a producer named Rod who produced the Love album for Puff, the last album that he did a couple years ago. And it was a big story. Whatever, I'm going to skip a lot of shit he said. He said a lot of shit. But Puff had him living with him for 2 years and producing that particular Love album. He got in doing beats for Justin Timberlake, for Puff, so on and so forth. And this guy Rod he's traumatized. He's like he's scared of Puff a little bit, so on and so forth. But he just wanted.
He was scared of Puff. Nigga was scared. What was Puff doing that makes him scared?
To really do music, and he knew this could be his opportunity to be rich, send his family out, make sure his kids got money, his kids got money, to where he didn't even get paid for any of it, so he says.
Ain't that the same thing that Mace said about Diddy? Ain't that the same thing that Mace said about Diddy? Diddy had him around for all these years, and he wasn't getting paid for the royalties and the songwriting and all of this. Ain't this the same thing that Mace said? Only minus the waking up sore. If you compare Rod's story to Mace's story, I'm gonna let y'all do the conclusion.
I'm bringing up all that just to give you some of his backstory while he was at Puff's house.
Like I said, I'm just giving you a little backstory of when Mace was at Diddy's house, the brownstone. You see how this is playing out? And it's crazy, it's mind-boggling that it's coming from Cameron, Mace's brother, his boy. But, same type of accusations, minus the sexual assault, but you run to go be a preacher? Mr. Big Christian, loon, runs, turns Muslim. Like, what's going on here? What is people getting done to them at Bad Boy so violently to where they turn to religion?
What I really wanted to say was this, is that he said he was being drugged while he was there. As many times he fell asleep and didn't know what was going on, and he woke up and then be delirious. He said, but this one particular night, or a couple particular nights, he said he was drugged, and when he woke up sore.
They don't want you to know about.
He woke up sore. He woke up sore. Ain't that something? For a nigga to wake up sore? Nigga, what the fuck going on, nigga? I'm at Diddy house. Why am I waking up sore? Diddy? Who was here last night? Nigga, nobody? It was only you? Oh yeah, you did it. You dying. And if you didn't do it, you allowed it to happen. You still dying. You know what I mean? So motherfuckers wanted that fame so bad that they stayed around. They stayed there.
The fuck you mean you woke up sore, bro? You woke up sore and you stuck around?
Huh.
So you want to be a star. You want to make it that bad to where you wake up and your asshole is hurting. Knowing you was drugged. Yo, God, but your asshole sore and you stuck around. So if this is what I gotta do.
Yeah, I remember he making fun of Rod, the producer, right? He making fun of this man. This man was living with Diddy. Mace was living with Diddy. This man claims that he wasn't getting the credit, the recognition, nor the pay for anything he was doing. Mace said the same thing. This man comes out and says his anus was sore. He woke up with his anus sore. That's a wild accusation. Why would a nigga say that? That's embarrassing itself. Which brings us, did Mace say that? Nah. Mace ran to religion. Could have happened to Mace? Could it?
The fuck you mean you woke up sore and you stayed? And now you telling niggas about how you was drugged and woke up sore.
And Mace is telling niggas about how he lived with Diddy and wasn't getting paid. Cold story.
And Diddy said, had a hell of a night, daddy, huh? I'm not laughing at this. Yo, Nigga said, I want to party with you, daddy. We ain't party.
And remember, he making all this fun about Diddy. Said this is the type of shit Diddy was doing. Keep in mind, though.
Yeah. Yo, Rod, I'm not laughing at your trauma or what you went through because it sounded real, real bad. Except for that part. You should have, listen. Man down, nigga. Listen, niggas play with you as man down at that particular point. You wake up, and niggas waking up smiling at you with this. Yeah, hell of a night last night, nigga. And you stayed? Crazy. He did the whole Love album, live on 2 years, puff over to 29,000 for everything for 2 years, and he still ain't get to 29. That's crazy. Crazy. Look, a lot of shit went on in that doc, man. If you didn't see it, go watch it for yourself.
It's wild. Says go watch it for yourself. It's wild. Shit crazy. Shit crazy. Let me know what y'all think, though, man. Hit them comments, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. Now what I'm finna bring up to the stage, man, and play is something about Mace that Cameron said about Mace. And a lot of people may know what I'm talking about, and a lot of people may not know what I'm talking about. But Cameron just gave you a breakdown of what the documentary was talking about on this particular subject. Painting a picture of the things Diddy could be alleged of doing. Like I said, Rod lived with Diddy. Mace lived with Diddy. You feel what I'm saying? Rod didn't get paid for certain shit. Mace ain't get paid for certain shit. Now let's hear what this nigga got to say about Mace. You know?
Let me see. Both had a brownstone, I believe, on 35th Street and like Park Avenue between, there's some brownstone down there, I believe 35th or 36th. And Mace was staying there. And I went to...
Right off the bat, Puff had a brownstone, 145th, 146, right? And he says Mace was living there. Mace, his brother, his mans. He already gave you the breakdown of the things that was going on at Bad Boy. Allegedly. He said these niggas was like, it was ran like basically like a regiment. He said, nigga, you better not tell me it's 100 steps, nigga, and I gotta walk 103. And then he said, God damn, this is the shit y'all was going through over there at Bad Boy. So you already have the homosexual ring around Diddy, right? The alleged shit that he was doing. He was living with this man, and this man was sexually assaulting him allegedly while he was asleep. Mace lived with Diddy.
And I went to use a bathroom, and there was a dildo on the bathroom sink. And when I came out, I asked him what's about. He like, that's homeboy's joint. You know, I don't know what it's about. You always have girls over here, but I don't know. I said, well, this one you're sick.
Hold on. To me, that's the throw-off. Especially since it came out in the trial that Diddy had a nigga ejaculating and then will rub his seminal fluids, the other man's seminal fluids, into his nipples. We know that the nigga said one time the nigga was pounding Casey and the nigga Diddy jerked off on his calf. So the nigga Diddy into doing freaky shit. Allegedly. Possibly. But this is what's being told. We always know Diddy to have bad bitches, but niggas heavily on the alphabet community.
This is bathroom using this bathroom. I don't know where his bathroom at, you know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know where his bathroom
These
at.
context, there's no fucking way. What is going on? Why we never hear like a regular story? Like, yo, what's going on right now? Cameron.
Let me put up the thing for y'all too, so y'all can see which one I'm using here. Boom. I think it's this one right here.
Mace is coming.
I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, hold on, that ain't the one. It's gonna be oh, that is it then, right? I guess. Yeah, man. Nah, that ain't it. Ain't it. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and finish playing this about Mace. Now, understand, this is prior to, this is what Mace is saying, this is years ago, is what he's saying about Mace. This is prior to him and Mace having the podcast, all that. I don't know if he was mad at Mace at this time. I don't know. But what I do know is what he's saying in here.
Breakfast Club interview. What is going on right now? What's on it?
Oh, there it is.
Stop playing. Let me see.
The Breakfast Club interview. So go ahead and look that up. Shout out to DJ Academics. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. But the content I'm using right now is from Malzone 369. Check him out. Subscribe. Got some good content. But yeah, this interview is from the Breakfast Club that Cameron had years ago.
Does anybody got timestamps?
When he just signed with Bad Boy, you didn't even have an album out yet. He was just getting signed. And I went to use a bathroom and it was...
He was just getting signed. Same thing that was going on with Rob. Rob was trying to make it. And we find out Rob was trying to do anything to make it. Against his better judgment, waking up sore and all that. He stayed.
It's a dildo.
Oh, here we go.
Dinner time that was like, whoa,
Right.
did you really see a dildo
That's where
in the bathroom?
my son can stop breathing right now.
Now-
On his life. On my son's life to stop breathing right now. Puff had a
Now remember, the nigga said that, what was the nigga name? That was all through 50 Cent documentary, and he said he believed everything he said, what was going on over there at Bad Boy. He said he believed that. All that little shit that they put in the documentary, the homosexual shit, and niggas was getting treated like this shit, the nigga that was saying it, he said he's so synonymous with Bad Boy, he believes it. Like I said, look at the story of Rod and look at the story of Mace. They add up. It's just one main thing. Somebody told their truth. So instead of running to religion, somebody told their truth.
rare, and that's no disrespect to Puff. Puff wasn't there, so I don't know. Just telling you.
Puff was not there. He didn't use Puff bathroom. He used Mace bathroom. He asked Mace about it. Mace said, man, I don't know, that's old boy joint. So what is doing in your bathroom? Puffy wasn't there. What is the dildo doing in Mace's bathroom? But this is something that Cam don't speak of now. But he gonna make, he gonna bring up Rod and all that. But why Cam don't speak about this?
A brownstone, I believe, on 35th Street and like Park Avenue between it's some brownstones down there. I believe 35th or 36th, and Mace was staying there.
My bad, I said what 45th?
I went
My
to go
bad.
meet him down there one day so we could bust a move. This is when he just signed with Bad Boy. He didn't even have an album out yet. He was just getting signed, and I went to use a bathroom, and there was a dildo on the bathroom sink. And when I came out, I asked him what's about. He like, that's homeboy's joint. You know, I don't know what it's about. He always have girl.
Nigga, you know what it's about, nigga. Nigga, you know how he got there, nigga. What that nigga doing bringing the dildo into your bathroom for, nigga? This nigga using this bathroom, nigga giving himself the ramifications. Nigga, what the fuck going on? You know how it got there, nigga. Stop playing. Cameron, you know how it got there too, nigga. One of them two brought it in there. And both of them knew about it. And they knew how it was getting used.
I was over here, but I don't know. I said, well, this one is sink. This is your bathroom. You said this bathroom. I don't know where his bathroom at. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's word to my son. Cause stop breathing. I
But
swear
you
to
know
God.
what? Guys use dildos on girls sometimes.
That's true.
We seen some.
But he said, I'm not saying he did.
Right.
I'm
You
just
seen it
telling
on
you
the
what I
sink. It was
said.
just awkward.
I'm not saying that
Right.
then it was for either one of them.
Now you answer me this. What y'all think that dildo was there for? Given the documentary, given the trial and testimony, what y'all think that dildo was there for? Let's be real. Hop in them comments though, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. And I still ain't seen the whole of the documentary. I still ain't seen the documentary. You say, Willie Hughes say part 8. What you mean by part 8? But also again, you know, if this was going down at the time that Mace wasn't even signed, this during the times of like Craig Mack and them. Which brings us to the question, how did Craig Mack contract HIV? Now, we're going to ask ChatGPT, right? You know, they like to give a cool little breakdown about shit. You know. Hold on. I just put in Craig Mack HIV. That's all I'm gonna put in. It says when he passed away in March 2018, his official cause of death was widely reported as heart failure, specifically congestion heart failure. Major reports never mentioned HIV. Craig Mack joined a religious ministry in South Carolina that many people considered a cult-like group. Some people who saw his final videos thought he looked sick and began creating medical rumors online. They say it's not verified, right? I don't believe that. Because now we're going to go to Chrome and pull up Craig Mack HIV. Craig Mack dies of HIV. That's why you got to do your homework. You feel me? Because ChatGPT says no. As soon as I pull up Craig Mack dies of HIV, it says yes. Rapper Craig Mack died from complications of HIV/AIDS, though his death was initially reported as heart failure because his family honored his wish to keep the diagnosis private a fact revealed later by his producer. Mac knew about his HIV diagnosis, but chose not to seek treatment, and his family followed his wishes by stating heart failure as the cause after his passing in 2018. You feel me? Why wouldn't he? We know people are painting this vicious picture of Diddy being this homosexual deviant. And we hear the stories about people being sexually assaulted, waking up, finding out that they've been sexually assaulted, playing videos and pictures. Could it just be that Craig Mack was the secret weapon to Bad Boy? Again, I'm not saying it is, but I am just kind of worried here that a lot of this transpires, and we are now finding out that a lot of this shit about what he was doing, Diddy was doing in his private life, that he never been tried in court for, is coming out kind of to be true. You know, I forgot about Craig Mack going to a religious cult. That's another one. Excuse me, y'all. Got a little chest cold. So, what was really going on over there? And then, with this situation with Craig Mack, it just makes me think that why Diddy, you know, I mean, he got kids and shit, but why? You know, back at these times, these rappers, nowadays, you could take this medication and, you know, they say that, oh yeah, you know, you take it and it doesn't show up in the bloodstream and all this and all that, right? Why Craig Mack wouldn't take it? Was that, like I said, I'm asking the question. Was that Bad Boys, was that Diddy's secret weapon? Because we also heard the same thing about Suge Knight and them having booty bandits. Where did they get this from? Remember, Death Row is actually kind of an offshoot of Bad Boy Records, just on the West. Because all of them ran with each other. Pac ran with them. No one actually knows why Pac stopped being friends with Diddy. Did Diddy nigga sexually assault Pac? I'm being serious. No one knows what really drove them niggas apart. Some say it was quiet, but they had beef. Really, he was already telling Biggie allegedly to leave Bad Boy and them. Remember, he was running with Puffy and them. What made Pac lead them niggas and start speaking bad on Puffy? What was the situation between Puffy and Pac to where he opened the door for these niggas to backdoor him? Just saying. It's a cold game. I remember when these, people that was really religious, grandparents and shit, they'd be like, oh, music ain't nothing but the work of the devil. And now we starting to hear about this shit, even about you know, Richard Pryor and, you know, all these stories about other people. It's not just one story with Diddy. It's continuous, every decade. Something going on. I don't know what it is. Maybe y'all can tell me. Because if I say it, I might get banned. Let me grab me some water. I'm just saying though. And again, man, I'm not trying to assassinate nobody's character. I'm not trying to sit up here and put no bad light on nobody. But I got questions. Y'all mean? 50 been, and what's so crazy about this documentary is that 50 been saying this for years. Been saying this for years. You heard the lyrics he wrote for 50. Diddy did it. Niggas been knowing, but niggas want to say, oh, it's not proof. If a nigga keep linking you to doing homosexual activity and you out here acting zesty, saying shit zesty, like, okay, a nigga say you gay or you do gay shit, right? How do you wake up in an Airbnb with another man having breakfast and this nigga naked from the, like, nigga got nothing but a towel wrapped around his waist? It's just y'all two in the video camera. Nigga, how? Make it make sense. You leave it up to me, I'ma say, shh, I better not say it. Y'all know what I'm saying. Put that shit in the comments though, man. Show some love, man. Get in them comments, it don't take you nothing. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I just, you know, when you look back at it, pause, retrospecting, it's a lot of questions. And one of my favorite ones is, what made Black Rob and them go crazy? What made niggas turn themselves in for murders? The shit that some of them artists end up, how they futures turned out. G Dep on the streets looking smoked out, going crazy. I think Black Rob admitting to murders. Craig Mack having AIDS, HIV, not even wanting to get it healed, taken care of, goes religious. Mace goes religious. Loon goes religious. Shine goes religious. I mean, god damn. What's really going on? Let me know what y'all think though, man. And like I said, man, this is just my true assessment, man. My true assessment of the allegations of people being sexually assaulted over there at Bad Boy Records. You know, people lying about people having HIV. We hear the stories about people getting sexually assaulted on camera and then getting put in messed up contracts. I mean, let me know what y'all think, man. I mean, I just want to know why Cam just don't bring up that. You know? Like, why he don't never ask Mace about what was like, nigga, you lived with him. Like, come on now, Mace, nigga, you lived with him. Is some of this shit true? See, Mace gotta stay quiet on it because Mace, you lived with him also. Rod lived with him again. Mace lived with him. Mace said it out his own mouth. He wasn't getting paid for shit. Rod said the same thing. Mace went religious. Rod said, fuck that. I'm not getting paid. I'm trying to do this. And you working me now. I'm going to tell the whole world, nigga, you feel me? It's wild that a man would say that. Fuck it. If in order to tell the truth myself, fuck it. My question is like, it ain't the first time, nigga, you woke up like that. Before you went to sleep, you wasn't getting paid for your opportunities. Then you woke up with your bouillon sore. And nigga, you didn't, like, this is what I say also about Cassie, right? Like, if this was happening to you, right, you got away from Diddy, and 10 years later, instead of going to the police and pressing, you went to the courts to sue him. Crazy work to me. If you a real victim, your first thought is gonna be, put this nigga in jail, and then I'm gonna sue him for X, Y, and third. That's the first thought. But no, you for what? In order to get some money. So when these people come out, I'm not saying that they lying. I'm not saying they lying. But it's just kind of hard to believe though that this is all it's about. Like, you woke up your bouillon sore, like, nigga, you saying it now, you could have said it then. And this is what I say about Diddy. Motherfuckers could have said it then about Diddy. But they choose not to. Y'all the reason why this nigga was able to get away with cases. And y'all are the reason why I say, nigga, what I say about Diddy. Because if y'all would have brought this shit up and brought these charges up before, we would not be sitting here today. Somebody got to blame the victims. Everybody, I don't know. Man, fuck all that. Y'all victims is the reason why niggas is in a bad position. Point blank. This nigga get convicted of prostitution and transporting prostitutes, but there's no prostitutes. We got a video of this nigga beating the shit out of Cassie in the hotel by the elevator. They've been having this tape for 10 years. Y'all could have pressed domestic violence, nigga, malice, and all that other shit on the nigga then 10 years ago. And we would not be sitting here having this conversation today. People might say, oh, well, at that time, they made a conscious decision to not press charges and wait for money. Like, let's just be truthful here, man. We California Bears, not California Raisins. Now, me, I'm going to just say certain shit, you know what I'm saying, ain't looking too good. And there's certain questions I got, you know what I mean? Y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Pharaoh the God. Just keeping it real, man. You know, not really like, you know, too much as in going too deep. I said my piece. I said what I said. And that's how I feel, man. It just, motherfuckers gotta stop waiting for the money, man. If it's for the money, it's for the money. You know? Straight up. Y'all know my motto, man. Take care of each other, man. If you can't do that, take care of your motherfucking self.